Welcome to the Luxury Listing Specialist Podcast with Michael LaFido, where top luxury agents reveal their best practices, plus interviews with real estate industry influencers, thought leaders, and luxury marketing experts. You'll come away from each episode with new strategies and tactics to dominate high-end homes in any market. And now for the latest episode of Luxury Listing Specialist. Here's your host, luxury real estate expert, coach, and trainer, Michael LaFido.
Welcome back, Michael LaFido. We are going to be taking a look at an amazing property in Texas here shortly. I have the agent that represents this beautiful home. I'm going to be bringing her on here in a second. But until I do that, just a reminder, Michael LaFido, I'm the host of the Luxury Listing Specialist podcast, the author of the book, Luxury Listing Specialist, and our new book, which will be coming out here in the next 60 to 90 days, Secrets of Top Luxury Agents. You see it on the backdrop. We're really excited about that. We still have a couple spots available. So if you're a top agent, but maybe not a luxury agent, we have one slot for the Rising Star spot, and we have two spots for luxury specials. So if you are a top luxury agent and you're interested in being featured in a book, Glenn Stern's Undercover Billionaire is writing the forward. We have industry icon Jack Cotton. We have Rob Thompson, John Mark Mitchell, Tristan Ahumada, and Julie Foppel from Realm, just to name a few. So if that's something you're interested in, go to Secrets of Top Luxury Agents, fill out the form, and we'll get back to you. This is going to be literally, I think, the luxury real estate book of the decade, and we're excited about it. So with that being said, I want to just a couple reminders. If you guys have any questions for today, just go ahead and type them in the comments section. Okay. Oh, I got my friend Andrew Dorn from Follow Up Boss. What's up, Andrew? Thanks for chiming in. Andrew and his team did an amazing job out in LA. I was out there 2 weeks ago now. Follow Up Boss. It's an amazing CRM. If you're an agent, you're a team leader, you're a broker owner, check it out. Follow Up Boss. They put together a first-class event. Thanks for saying hi, Andrew. If you guys have any questions, whether you're on LinkedIn, you're on Facebook, you're on YouTube, just type it in the comments section. You don't have to download anything. Or if you're watching a replay of this, and have a question for me, just shoot me an email, michael@marketingluxurygroup.com, michael@marketingluxurygroup.com. And if you want some swag, you can always go to luxuryspecialsgear.com. We got some really exciting things coming out here in the near future. And we are literally going to be going to Cabo. Our next luxury designation training is in 3 weeks. It's in Cabo. So if you are interested, you can literally go to luxurydesignation.com. Go to luxurydesignation.com. You'll see the countdown clock. But if you go to luxurydesignation.com, you will see the countdown clock. And this is what I'll share with you, the actual site that you can go to. It's in Cabo, okay? luxurydesignation.com. Check it out. And that is where our next event is going to be. We're excited. There is a little countdown clock there. You can see it 20 days and 22 hours. It's actually 21 days, 3 weeks from today. It's a Friday. It's in Cabo. You can go to luxurydesignation.com. If you want to work smarter, not harder, if you want to increase your average sale price, whether you're with a big franchise, you're with KW, Coldwell Banker, XYZ, there's something for everybody. Literally, we are showcasing some of the top agents across the country and their successes they're having. And maybe you've seen those, maybe you haven't, but feel free to reach out, luxurydesignation.com. We're excited about that. Just one other thing I want to say before I get our next guest on is you can find out more about our actual course. By going to luxurylistingspecialist.com, luxurylistingspecialist.com, and you'll find out more about our actual course. I think I put it on here earlier, but I'll do it again. luxurylistingspecialist.com, luxurylistingspecialist.com. That's where you can find out more about our course. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. You know, there's in real estate, you can go your own way, you can do things your own way, or you can take the advice of a consultant as an advisor without mentioning addresses. We get hired by sellers outside of Illinois to make sure their agents locally are doing what they should be doing. And many times they are, many times they aren't. There's a property in Tennessee that is going to auction, and it's a no reserve auction. I know we could have got that property sold, but for whatever reason, the sellers just weren't open to some suggestions, open to some advice. So they stayed at a high price. And even though the last 3 years have been the best years ever, the home didn't sell. So again, you're going to pay one way or another if you listen to a luxury specialist or you don't. If you don't, you're going to pay, a lot more at the end, and you're going to net a lot less. That's what we are seeing out there day in and day out. So, all right. So let me set the stage for you. Before I do that, just a couple reminders. Oh, somebody just send me a private note wanting more information about our book. Again, our book, um, which is luxurylistingspecialist.com. Luxurylistingspecialist.com is our designation. But if you want more information on our actual book, you can go to secretsofTopLuxuryAgents.com. You go to secretsofTopLuxuryAgents.com, fill out a form. We'll see if you might be a good fit for the book. We only have a couple spots left for luxury specialist, but we do have one spot left for a rising star. If you're doing some great things, but you don't specialize in luxury, but you've sold some luxury, but you're doing great things in the high end price point or the average price point, you might qualify to be featured in the book. Just reach out to me. All right, so let me see if this will work here. This next property I want to bring up is a property that is in Texas, and I'm going to stop screen sharing here, and I'll pull it up right now. This particular property, it's a gorgeous home. We're going to bring it's in Argyle, Texas, 210 Canyon Oaks Drive, and I'm going to bring on the agent here. The agent who represents this property is Maria Howard. Her and I met in May. She attended my luxury designation training in the Dallas, Frisco area. And it was at a great steak joint. The Cliff Freeman group brought me down, and we had a great training there. And so I'm going to see if I can bring her on. Uh, so, Maria, can you hear me okay?
I can. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you perfectly. So we
Yay.
can't see you, but we can hear you. So that's
Ah,
more importantly at this point. So
yeah.
tell us a little bit about this property. You've had it on for some time.
Mhm.
Tell us about this property, and um, you're at 1.75 million. You just reduced the price a little over a week ago by 100,000.
Right.
And I'm gonna pull some pictures on. It's an absolute gorgeous home, and I want to make sure you guys can see me blowing these pictures up here. And uh, so you have a great backyard. You got a pickleball court, which pickleball is the latest rave. I'm sure doctors across the country are making a lot more money over the last few years because 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 60-year-olds, 30-year-olds that probably shouldn't be running back and forth, stopping and starting, are playing a lot of this. So I love the fact that you've incorporated pictures of the pickleball early. And I'm just going to run through these photos. So one of the things that I pride myself on, we're doing what's called a SWOT analysis. What are the strengths of this home? What are the weaknesses? Okay. What are the opportunities that you can showcase this home, whether it be just through photos or descriptions or events or your database or other top agents database locally or outside the area? And what are some threats, maybe a new listing down the street, maybe what's going on in the market? Okay, that's a SWOT analysis or fresh eyes analysis. And
Mhm.
that's what I'm going to be doing today for this amazing property in Texas. We have on, those of you that are just joining me, this is Michael LaFido. I'm the author of the book Secrets of Top Luxury Agents that's about to be released. And I have on one of my students, one of my Lux students that has this listing. They have 36 photos online. And have we prepped? Have we prepped? Are these pre-questions that you know what I'm going to ask you, or am I throwing some stuff out there that you have no idea what I'm going to ask you today?
Are you talking to me or the
Yes,
Oh, I have some idea, but
you have
I'm gonna
some
let
idea,
you
but you also don't have all the ideas. So what I
No,
mean by that is 36 questions. Right now, you have 36 photos of this property. Does your MLS allow more, or is that the max?
that's the max. We
Okay,
took 60.
you took 60, and
Yeah, so I did a cinematic video, 3 minutes long, so that I can post in certain venues, as like YouTube and Facebook, and then chop them up into smaller bits for Insta and TikTok.
yep, perfect. So you picked out of the 60, you picked what you thought were the 36 that best represented this home in the best light possible. Is that correct?
Exactly.
And let me ask you, before and after, we do these before and after books. These photos look amazing, by the way. So you definitely use professional photography. Is the home staged?
Yes, it's 100% stage, all
Yeah.
7,600 square feet.
Yeah. And they did a great job. Your stager did a really nice job.
Mhm.
So let me ask you, you picked 36 photos out of curiosity.
Mhm.
Um, A, uh, would these same 36 made it before you took my class, or did you think a little bit differently when you put this together?
I've been in media my entire life, so this part, I got kind of handled, and I've got good resources. So it's one thing. It's an area that I'm pretty agile with, is the media side of it, except the social media. I'm just now kind of learning that. But yeah, I've got good photographers and editors and such.
Yeah, you do for the most part. Can I make some suggestions?
Yes.
I'm looking at a photo right now, and pickleball court doesn't stand out. The sand is it sand just on the south or the below part of the pickleball court?
Yeah, that's the sand volleyball court.
Okay. So again, I don't I took a guess that it looked like sand, but I don't know. So there's
Mhm.
companies out there that will literally draw attention to certain things, like they'll have arrows,
Mhm.
pickleball court slash
Oh.
basketball court,
Mhm.
uh, you know, volleyball court, uh, and then the property. What can this? You see my arrow moving?
Yes.
What can this area be used for potentially?
For a separate, like, outbuilding, a golf tee. Uh, oh, there's so much because it's such a large lot. It's a 1 acre lot, so that's just all. There's so much that can be done with it. Do you see that pad over there, for that RV pad to the right of the pickleball court?
Yes, right here.
Okay, yeah. So that could be used as it used to be an RV pad. And, one of my objections in the beginning was, why do we have the basketball slash pickleball court over the pad? Because if somebody wants to use that as an RV pad, it makes it kind of difficult.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But so we decided we would market it, because the builder did not want to go back and do anything else. He'd already spent so much money. Some of these pictures were done, like the one that you just saw. I had the builder seller, the one before this, where you can see the pool.
Yeah.
That was the first coming soon picture I had of the pool in the pickleball area. But you can see where the diving board was. They hadn't finished resurfacing it, so the new pictures show it,
Okay. Okay.
completely clean.
Yeah. Can I make some suggestions to you?
Yes, please.
So number one, like this is a huge asset. I love this drone shot. I probably would have gotten a drone shot a little bit higher up, so you see the 1 acre parcel, and I would
Mhm.
have grayed out the neighbors on either side, so you can really draw attention. And
Mhm.
in there, you can have some visuals as to a pole barn, a detached garage, whatever. And so, the confused mind doesn't buy, and most people don't have the potential to see past things. So currently,
Mhm.
right now, as we speak, I have a property that I'm going to be putting on the market, and it's going to be around 1.1 million. And it could be a tear down and subdividable, or it could be a rehab and fixed up home. But there's one buyer I'm talking to that he just can't visualize, right? Most people can't. He's in the majority. And so my point I'm making to you is this is huge, but this is the first that I'm seeing it. Think of the potential buyer as a high energy, distracted buyer. They might not look at pictures 33, 34, 35,
Mhm.
or 36. So I would encourage you to include those earlier in the photos. Okay. I would
Okay.
also encourage you to have you got some renderings made, which is great, but you could have some pinpoint. Okay. where you're pinpointing some things on these property that potentially could be there, i.e. the sport court and some of those things. So, overall, the photos on the inside, the staging, you did better than most when I do these SWOT analysis, fresh eyes. So great job there. Now, what I would recommend is I would have box brownied this main photo. Okay, I'll tell you what that means in a minute, but the green grass, first impressions, my eyes are distracted by the dead grass. Okay. And so my eyes are drawn there versus the landscaping versus the stonework. Okay, that's number one. Number two is I don't see a front on shot drone, definitely not, but even just a still shot of the house. Like the front door is always usually the warm, inviting. I always try to get the front door and in the main picture or somewhere else. And out of these 36 photos, I didn't see one straight on shot of the front door or the house for that matter.
Okay.
And I don't know if I saw a side, it's a side loaded garage, correct?
Yes.
Is it 2-car or is it 3-car?
Right. When we got the appraiser out, he appraised it at 2.5 and then tweaked it to 2.3 because of the neighborhood, and said there is one caveat that he suggested for us before we list and decide on price, that he would only, even if it was listed at 2 million, there was a problem, and it was a 2-car garage for a 7,600 square foot home.
So it is a 2-car garage.
Right, but it was a curable issue. And so we talked, you just
brought. And that was the curable issue is what you have right here.
That's right. And I had suggested to my seller that we could list at 2 million, knowing that we'll probably undoubtedly get an offer at 1.8, 1.85 because of the market. I knew we were going to get beat up. And I said, if you go ahead and build the garage, then that won't be such an issue. But if you don't, I'm almost sure that we'll have to reduce to 1.85. And that's what happened.
Okay. So thank you. So first off, I appreciate your willingness to share this property. It's not always easy to be open to some suggestions, right? So I do greatly appreciate that. Let me see if we got any comments from anybody. Anybody that wants to chime in, watching live, feel free. We've got this beautiful property. I'll put it back on. It's beautiful property that is on the market. They just reduced the price, 7,000 square feet. Talk to me about the location. I have some t-shirt swag, and one of my shirts that I wear is location, location, location. Talk to me about amenities. Is this in a subdivision?
It is in a subdivision. It's not a guard gate community, and some of the properties within that 1-2 mile radius are in guard gate communities, or in communities that have either Argyle ISD or Louisville ISD, which are higher ranking ISDs than Denton, which is where we are. Yeah.
So ISD, school district?
Yes.
Okay, just for those because not everybody knows what that means. So school district, okay.
It's a unicorn property.
Yeah. So you're in Denton.
Yeah. Well, Argyle. Yeah, Denton. Yeah.
I'm basically there. I love downtown Denton, the square. I've been there. We're going to Denton for Thanksgiving. Are
you? It takes you back, doesn't it?
Yeah, we might have to, if the home hasn't sold, maybe you can tour me the property. Maybe we can do something there. But it's good vibes. It's gonna sell before then. Okay, so one of the things that I would recommend you consider, not just consider, it really needs to be done for them. Out of those 24 photos that didn't make it, if you would send me separately those 24 photos, and not all 60. Send me the 24 that didn't make it, and I'll tell you my top 5 that I think you should consider. Put those back in there. Is that fair? I'll do that for you.
You want me to do it right now, or?
I don't think you'll be able to do that right now.
No, it'd be hard.
Do that separately, and we'll do that off the training. Okay.
Okay.
Couple questions. So let me pull this up for you first off. Sorry about that. I wanted to bring up this on the screen. So I'm going to share with you here. This is what I'd recommend you do. I'd recommend you do some image enhancements, okay, at $1.60 a photo. this is a company I use, my good friends out there in Australia, but see how they put green grass here, or they lighten it up a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
you got some dead grass there in the front that I'd consider. Now, again, you can't do anything unethical and move out power lines or anything like this. However, you can, green the grass. You look at this patch over here that's dead. They cleaned it up a little bit. You see what they did there?
Yeah.
So I'd recommend that. I'd also recommend you consider doing some some drone. Okay, so let me see if they have aerial editing. So let me show you here on aerial editing.
I just
Okay,
sent you I just sent you a higher drone shot or a different kind of drone shot.
perfect. So you see what they've done here? They drew attention. So if you had a drone shot that was far away and this had like an amazing lot and you backed up to an
Mhm.
open area, you could do
Mhm.
something like this here. See what they did with this red line here to draw attention so you knew where the property line is?
Right,
These are
right.
but this is what I'm referring to. Like, if you have a house that's in an amazing location, you can pinpoint or you can gray out the side properties. Uh,
Mhm.
the other thing you can do if you look at this next one here is you can draw attention, potential tennis courts, pickleball, you know,
Mhm.
things
Mhm.
like this. This is all the things you can do with the drone imaging. You can draw attention to the local school or hospital. And so without knowing all the drone shots you have, that would be one thing that I potentially recommend. Is that helpful?
Very helpful.
Yeah. So now, with that being said, tell me about. Let's get to let's activity. What kind of activity have you had showing wise?
So, we've had maybe 45 or 48, 50 showings
Holy cow!
or people that have come through. That includes, through the showing service and in person. So every
Holy
weekend
cow!
there's
40,
good flow.
45. Let's just say it's even if we said 40 showings.
Mhm, mhm.
40 showings, and how many offers?
Well, just the one cash offer that, an offer isn't an offer until it's in the inbox. But we did have a couple of other verbal offers, and the one wanted, okay, we may be able to offer that 1.8, maybe not 1.85, but we do want him to build the garage. And the seller was very reluctant to do that because she also wanted some closets finished out on the inside differently, customized. And he was so I guess it's safe to say we lost that one in
Hmm.
that sense.
Hmm. Okay, man.
He's more open to doing that
Out of
now.
those 40 showings, how much are you communicating with on those?
So some of them were neighbors that came through. Out of those 40 showings, I would say 48 showings, I would say maybe 15 of them were actual people that weren't neighbors that came through the showing service or from surrounding areas. And I'm keeping in touch with them.
When you say showing service, what do you mean by that?
Like showing time, where the agents can book for their clients to go see the house. So they
Right,
book.
but was there a physical buyer or were they previews?
Those were previews. Oh no, there was a physical buyer that went to show the house through the showing service.
Yeah,
I see
okay,
what you
okay.
mean.
So
Yeah.
you had showings. So you had over 40 showings.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
So some of them I can't get emails or contact information for because and this is something I guess I'll have to address for the next open house is maybe get some help there because I'm getting a good flow sometimes and I can't sit and talk and get information from every one of them. I've got two ways for them to register either manually, so some people prefer that, or with my phone or with a scan code. And if I find that if I don't stand over them in some way at some point, really wrangle them, have a good little chit chat, smiley smile, I can't. I'm not going to. Generally, you're not going to get them signed
yeah,
to be able to follow up. But the answer to your question is the ones that I had been able to follow up with. I follow up with maybe once every other week since then.
okay. Well, I definitely think you need help there because at this price point, no offense, those are, 20, 30, $40,000 opportunities in your industry commission base. So like
Right.
you definitely don't want to let anything slip through the cracks. And those are potential buyers of that home. So my point is,
Oh, but I send them touches probably once a week or twice a week through
so you
other
got
materials.
everybody's contact information regardless.
Yeah, everybody that I could possibly could, and whoever
Okay.
I have, I send them periodic market reports and things like
Oh,
that.
that's good. But it's fair to say, even if you said you got 90% of them, those 10%, A could be a buyer or B could be the buyer. So yeah,
Yeah.
just do the best you can, of course, to get
Mhm.
everybody's information.
Mhm.
And there's got to be something of value for them, right? So think as a buyer would. Buyers, like I go to these real estate conferences, I've had booths, real estate agents, they'll literally walk around. They don't want to go buy a booth because they don't want to be sold anything. Well, same thing. People that come to an open house, they don't want like that pushy real estate agent. So you got to bring value to them. Value could be other off-market properties, you know, that aren't listed yet, right? What's in it for them? That's what they're thinking. What's in it for me? Do everything possible to sell this home, but hey, if
Mhm.
you don't like this home, we have some other ones coming up. So that's a
Okay.
totally different conversation. But what I want to
Mhm.
talk to you about is something called the reverse offer strategy. And don't share with me numbers today, but have you talked to your seller about, hey, if somebody comes in here today in October and they can close in by Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
what price would you be willing to sell for? Like what, like I want to get you top dollar, but
Mhm.
realistically, hey, what's a price if you had one in front, you'd say, you know what, I'd like to get more, but I'd take that,
Yes,
so
I did ask the question.
don't share the number, but do you have the number?
I do.
Okay, so what I would recommend is what I call my reverse offer strategy, my ROS. And so
Mhm.
if we were to role play, Maria, you know, I'm calling you right now. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, Maria, this is Mike Lafido. You came through that open house I had for that amazing home in Argyle. Do you
Yeah.
recall coming through
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've sent you some text periodically. I appreciate you getting back to me. Well, I have some exciting news. I don't know if this would be of interest to you or not because I know this home didn't check off all your boxes. You said you're
Mhm.
going to keep looking with your husband, but sometimes price is a great equalizer. And so my client did share with me that if you're willing to close by Thanksgiving, they would sell it to you for blank. And so I
Mhm.
just wanted to share that with you in case you share with your husband and you might have thought there's no way because it's new construction. They've just
Mhm.
come down. They're not going to come off the price. But I thought perhaps if at this price you'd entertain purchasing it, maybe we can get you back there for another look. What do you say?
Okay.
So
Well, yeah.
so
Yeah,
so that's
that's
the idea. It's called a
okay.
reverse offer strategy. I'm calling you privately. I'm not sharing it with others. We're not lowering the price to that, but
Mhm.
you know, we're willing to sell it to you for blank if we can agree on terms and a closing date. And so you got 40 plus people in there. I guarantee you 10% of those people, and that's being conservative, 20% are buyers of this home at the right price.
Okay.
That's the first thing I would do is I'd say, you know what? I'd go back to your seller. So I just had on this global luxury real estate coach, and he's coaching me up, and he suggested we consider this. It's a private conversation, Mr. Seller or Mrs.
Mhm.
Seller. We're not going to lose negotiating with other people. It's
Mhm.
just a private conversation. I'd
Okay.
sleep better at night knowing, but he told me we got 40 people through. There's a buyer out of the people that have already come through your home. Why don't
Mhm.
we go back to them? Maybe it's they saw it when you were at, you know, the higher price, 1 million, you know,
2,000,000, yeah.
yeah, 2 million or 185 or whatever, right? So
Mhm.
go back to them, go back to her, get the authorization to do that, explain it, and she can sleep better at night. You can knowing, what those 40 aren't the buyers apparently because we've exhausted all our options, but that's
Mhm.
an option, the reverse offer strategy. It's unconventional. They don't teach you in real estate school a whole lot other than how many how much square foot's in an acre. They don't teach you about marketing. They don't teach you about front shots and green grass or the
Mm-mm.
pinpoints. They don't teach you that. That's a problem in the industry. And so that's why I'm taking time out of my day coaching you up for free and coaching up the hundreds, thousands of other agents that will watch this recording, because that's the elephant in the room. The other elephant in the room is they don't teach strategy. And if they do teach strategy, they teach you he who speaks first or she speaks first in negotiation loses. And I say hogwash in certain situations to that. So I
Okay.
hope that was helpful to you, Maria.
Yeah, it absolutely was. Would you do me a favor also, Michael, and share
Yes.
with me those sample pics that you had of the graying out of the higher up drone shot of the, how to gray out the
Yep. I'm
and
gonna I'm gonna drop that right in there. Boom.
and
It's gonna be in the comments section right now. Uh,
yeah.
so everybody can read that. Okay, drop that in there now, and you can copy and paste that. Okay, and you can always send me. I can always send you privately. You're going to send me those 24 photos that didn't make the cut, and I'm going to maybe make some suggestions on 3 to 5, 10, 1 that should have made the cut.
Okay.
And then what I would recommend, can you cancel and relist?
You can take it off market, and you have to wait 30 days to
Okay, don't
release.
do that. So don't do that. But what I would recommend is you add these photos, uh, and I would rearrange photos and put them sooner. So I can't wait to see the ones you're going to send me. But I recommend 35, 34, and 33 in the first 10 pictures, because an acre isn't probably common down by you, nor is pickleball or volleyball courts. Is that safe to say?
That's it. Very true. Yeah, that's a
So
big
that's your
deal.
unique value proposition.
And
Uh,
another uncommon thing about it is the property tax rate. So the property taxes are known to be in Texas on the high side sometimes, even though we have no state tax. But
You're right.
this particular one is 1.69.
That's the calculation rate.
Yeah,
And
percent.
what's if I were to go in Denton, what's the calculation rate there?
Yeah, it's typically 2.2 or
Okay,
2.5.
so you're literally, what I hear you saying is 25 to 30% less in taxes.
That's right.
Yeah, so is that referenced anywhere?
Absolutely, and everything. It's the first sentence in my
Good for you.
description.
Smart. Good. So great job with that. And my job as a marketer is to think, what is the best focal point of the home? Our job is to highlight the best features. And so that's why rearranging the photo order is bringing the best. Okay. We're in a dating app industry. Okay. People are swiping right or left on your home. They're flipping through it in their underwear at night. And so
Hmm.
they're not guaranteed to look at pictures 33, 34, 35. And so you
Hmm.
got show the best early to keep them engaged. You got to hook them in, so to speak.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What do you suggest that I do differently? I mean, in terms of marketing, like out there, social media. I think I told you, or I don't know if I did, but I did do some paid a large paid ad campaign that went, and I showed you some samples of the pictures, or how I designed the ads that went out to California
Yeah.
and to New York. I didn't do Chicago because the seller isn't paying for that one now, but it can get costly. But I felt like it was worth it. Suffice to say, I didn't get any return from those.
Yeah. So you did some great things. An event in August at the property with pickleball.
Mhm,
Um, you did some little reels, some social media, short little videos. I think the presentation is the most important thing.
mhm,
By presentation, your photos are what draw people in. I could bring Barbara Corcoran in to write the description for your home, and it doesn't matter if they don't think the photos really pop. So we made some suggestions there, Maria. As
okay,
far as marketing, that's where you got to work with local title companies to see, hey, where are the buyers coming in from?
mhm,
So if they are California, if they are some of those areas, sounds like you're doing the right thing there. You're with a big company, EXP. So what you can do is you can reach out to EXP agents in those areas, say, who do you have? Who do you know? You're
mhm,
doing some what I call reverse engineering.
mhm,
You're doing as far as your feeder markets are concerned. So that's great. Uh, the reality is, it sounds like you're doing some good, 40 showings. You should, no offense,
mhm.
the buyers, if you get 10 showings, but let alone 20, 30, 40. you're doing the right things. Who's to say they didn't come from that? Okay. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
want you to chase more leads when you probably have a buyer in those same 40. That's where I think you should focus immediately.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
But I like what you're doing for sure. Let me just share one more tab because you did share with me one other tab that's got a video. I want to share this video, and then we'll wrap things up if there's no other questions from those that are viewing at home. Okay.
Do you know someone who knows how to do reverse prospecting from the MLS really well? Because I've got so many in there. If I did them one by one, it would take me days and days and days.
Yeah. So a couple things. Let me get back to you on that.
Okay.
So this video we have right now
Mm-hmm.
is before I even hit play, this shows a 7,000 square foot home. Your main picture in the MLS right now shows this little part of the home. It is so deceiving, and
Mm-hmm.
picture's worth 1,000 words. No offense, your main picture has to go.
Mm-hmm.
Picture one has got to be replaced. If you
What do
got
you
to
think
send,
picture one should be?
I think it should be a drone further back showing A, more curb appeal, but B, the roof line that I'm looking at right now shows the depth of the home. It's a huge home.
Okay.
This is the first time I'm seeing that it's a huge home visually. I see the square footage, but no offense, my BS meter's on when I see square footage because agents will include the garage, the basement. I know you don't have basements by you, but my
Okay.
point is like this screams luxury, large, new construction, not the
You
best
just hit the
angle.
nail on the head, Michael, because I had somebody come through the last open house and they stopped in to the front to talk to me and they go, "What an incredibly beautiful house." We we just knew that it couldn't possibly be 7,600 square feet. We just it didn't look like it would be, but it is every bit 7,600 square feet.
hmm Absolutely. So that's why you brought me on here, right? To bring a different
Yeah,
perspective. So again, I didn't prep for this, and I purposely didn't prep for this because I wanted our dialogue to be natural. So as I'm looking at this video image for the first time, I haven't watched the video. I will. We'll play it here in a second. Um, but my point is, this is the first that I'm seeing how big the home is. None of the 36 photos showed that. No
mhm,
offense.
mhm.
And so you got to send me the 24 that didn't make it, and we're going to relaunch the home, even though you can't cancel and relist it.
Well, I think what you just said is so clever because not only what you just said is true, but if I change the money shot picture on the MLS, suddenly somebody who has seen it won't just flip past it. Oh, saw that, saw that. They might look at it and say, "Wow, what is this?" Right?
You're absolutely right. Like literally, even if your main, can you see
Yeah,
can you see the screen now of the house?
yeah.
I mean, like literally, I use a screen capture software, but like if your guy says, "Oh, that's the only ones I have," I mean, I would still probably do this. You see where I'm at?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I might even, I'd probably do this actually. So I'd show, and then I'd box brownie. So this stuff looks green. So now there's more contrast between the sand pit and the pickleball, and it pops more.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go ahead and watch this video in real time.
Okay.
Okay. So I love your outro. Your outro is your last few seconds, right? So
Okay.
I love this.
Yeah, that's the short video version that went to Insta and TikTok. The larger version shows more shots, and its aperture is different. It's wider.
Yeah.
That's a 3-minute one. Yeah,
So my point is, you're asking what's the main picture? Like obviously right now you're blocked out because it's a vertical, but I got to imagine if you have a similar picture that's a little bit wider, right? So it shows this tree to the right
that's a
and it
good
shows the
shot.
driveway to the left.
Yeah,
That's your money shot right there. It
yeah.
shows depth of home. It
Hmm.
shows acreage. It shows, you
Hmm.
can have a pinpoint like your main picture. You can have an arrow saying, pickleball, sand volleyball court, room for whatever. Uh,
Okay,
but this should be
and that
start.
looks like a little postcard.
Yeah, it does. But the start of your video, this should be the start of your video and the end. It could be both. It's a lasting impression. But right now, the start of your video, I show the front of the home for like literally a 1
Mhm.
second, and then
Okay.
you're already inside. The best assets of this home, no offense, are the pool, the sport court, the volleyball, the curb appeal, the depth of the home. And
Mhm.
you just gave me 1 second. I'm just getting my seat warm, and I already missed it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I appreciate. I'm going to put this on here because this is your this is your money shot. So that's your money shot there.
Okay. Let me just screenshot that real quick.
Please do. We'll leave it up there. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, I hope this has been beneficial to you. I hope it's been beneficial to those watching at home. If it has, leave us a like, leave us a review. We have a Google page. Leave us a 5-star review. You can look it up, Luxury Listing Specialist. Again, our book is on Amazon, Luxury Listing Specialist, and our new book is coming out. If you're interested in being perhaps featured in the book, go to Secrets of Top Luxury Agents. Maria, send me those 24 photos. I appreciate what you're doing, and keep us
Thank you so
posted. And
much. Sorry about the troubleshooting there.
no, you're fine. And if it hasn't been sold by the time I'm down by you, we'll perhaps set up a in-person showing. How does that sound?
Oh, I'd love that. When are you coming?
Thanksgiving week.
Oh God, it better be. The listing ends on December 15th. Oof.
Yeah, we got to get it sold before then. So I'm going to help you out. Send me those photos and we'll get it sold.
Thanks, Michael.
I
Thank you,
appreciate you.
everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you. You're welcome. Again, for guys, for more information on what we're doing, feel free to reach out. Again, Michael LaFido. Until next time, you guys are watching another episode of Luxury Specialist. I'm your host, Michael LaFido, and we'll talk to you soon. Make it a great day.